a special edition of the Hidden Truth Revealed of the ISUPK here in upstate New York. We are live with you right here in Buffalo, New York. Okay, ISUPK Buffalo in Buffalo, New York for the Juneteenth celebration weekend. All right, got a special edition show for you today. Okay, as myself, Captain of 10,000, Azania, we want to do this podcast, The Hidden Truth Revealed, like we always do, bringing out the information, the truth, not only of who we are, but what the hell is going on in this world today, how crazy everything is going. And we're going to go over a few things that everybody is familiar with. You got to be living under a rock or in a trash can if you don't know what the hell is going on. All right. Once again, we are here in Buffalo, New York. All right. And with that, my co-host for today, please.
Hey, Shalom. Yahab Ba'ashim Yahshua Barakatah to the brothers. Yahweh Shamar Alatah Ba'ashim Yahshua to the sisters. I'm Officer 500 Yaquatasa from the city of Buffalo under commanding Junior Hana.
All right. Okay. Mighty man, Officer Yaquatasa in Buffalo. Okay. Holding it down for Buffalo, man. Y'all make sure y'all check out his class. We here at the library right now. You want to give them
We are at the
address for the information.
We are here at the downtown Central Library in downtown Buffalo, New York.
Okay. All right. When is your classes?
My classes are in the downtown library Tuesdays from 4:30 till 6 p.m. on the second floor.
That's it. All right. Okay. Today we are in the West Room.
Okay. We are at the West Room.
Is there a name for the second floor room?
I'll inform that information in the future though, but we're definitely in the second floor.
Okay. All right. Okay. So if you come to the library here in Buffalo on Tuesdays, you want to join the class of Officer Yaquatasa. All right. Yaquatasa teaches an amazing class. You want to go in on what you be teaching in your class?
Shout out to the Most High Christ, Commander Jenny Hanna, and the men above me that proudly educate me on how to teach the classes and how to conduct myself and how to deal with my brothers and sisters, though. They're the reason why I'm in this position in the first place.
Excellent. All right. Okay. But what I'm saying is, what do you teach in your classes?
Scripture breakdown, and Wednesdays at home though, like from 5 to 6, I do teach the Lashwan Gadash. And the brothers and sisters catch an interest in the Hebrew because I take information from Osher 5000 Hazahad and a couple other officers from different zones. And I teach it, and then I do the proper breakdown, and I repeat the thing slowly for the brothers and sisters to understand, because sometimes like you want to break it down and show it slow and demonstrate it slow so they can get the basic fundamental, because we all learn differently.
Excellent. All right.
Also, Salaka, in my class though, just like always though, we have brothers and sisters that come in, make sure they have a notebook and a pen to take notes. And here's another heavy thing, sir. When I teach and break down the precepts or the scriptures though, I'll repeat it and then I'll say it slowly though, through the breakdown, so they get the proper notes, so that way they'll be able to study.
And bring a sword to a Bible.
Absolutely.
All right. Absolutely. All right. And Hazahab is excellent. If you learn it from Hazahab, then you got it. Hazahab is an excellent teacher of that Lashwan Kodash, one of the finest priests in the UPK, great brotherhood, but also very diligent and intelligent and genius when it comes to the Lashwan Kodash, Hazahab. All right, we're going to get into it today. All right, first we're going to go over why we're here in Buffalo. Okay, Juneteenth celebration in Buffalo. Every year, you want to tell them about Juneteenth?
Far as I know, sir, it's like every year, Buffalo, New York, though, have a Juneteenth celebration at the intersection of Fillmore Ave and Best Street, Martin Luther King Jr. Park / Humboldt Park, though. It's a beautiful area though, primarily where so-called Negroes or the tribe of Judah, Yahawada is located at though. However, though, there's like remnants of Latinos and other of our people tribes,
Okay.
and then of course though you got other nations that come in though. But it's a special ceremony for our people to pretty much get together and have a good time though, because in our ignorance though we think that the quote unquote Africa religious heritage is what we follow though, but in actuality though it's not though. That's why it's important though when it's events or places like a Bantu festival in Chicago or any certain festival ceremony anywhere in the face of the country though, where Blacks, Latinos, and Native American First Nation people is heavily concentrated, that our job in the ISUBK is to go out there and get involved with people. Like Captain Tazarek said though, our job as priests and prophets of the Lord is to go out in the cities, prisons, cartels, and other areas of the earth though, and get involved with the people, get an understanding of what they got going on, and give them an idea of what our culture is, what's our history, what is our purpose of being on the earth though, because at that time we'll be teaching it through the classes and breaking it down through the scriptures and precepts for proper understanding.
Okay. But just to go back, just to let everybody know, Juneteenth, right?
Yes.
Okay, Juneteenth held here in Buffalo. This year marks the 50th anniversary of Juneteenth being celebrated here in Buffalo. Buffalo has one of the largest Juneteenth celebrations across the country. Okay. Anticipated, did they say how many?
It is the largest Juneteenth in the country though, looking at over 100,000 citizens every year, and every year new inventions and what's that concessions, like a bunch of new concessions come every single year. Every single year.
Excellent. All right, so let me get this real quick. Can you type in the hidden truth revealed?
Okay.
The hidden truth.
Okay.
Well, for your patience, just making sure everybody be able to link on, okay, with us. Yep.
Okay.
Wow, perfect. Okay, everybody will be able to link in with us. Okay, join us. Make sure you join, like, and subscribe. Officers, your Quat Desires page, ISUPK Buffalo. All right, that's what we're hooking up on right now. All right, to make sure that everybody is familiar with this truth and gets this truth. All right. Okay. We're going to get right into it. Why are we here? The Juneteenth celebration, Juneteenth. Okay. We want to have the brother read about Juneteenth. And what we have to understand is, I asked the question, well, are we still enslaved? Are we free? Are we emancipated? Okay. Juneteenth brings about a celebration for us to celebrate us coming out of our enslavement here in America. All right. But what you see is no progress or no difference from us coming out of enslavement, because it's still like we're enslaved. We still have multiple things going on that occurred even with us, that occurred, and the traumas and all that still happen to this day in 2026, which is crazy, and it is so sad. It's so sad that every year we come to Juneteenth here in Buffalo, right?
Okay.
We come here to Juneteenth. ISUBK, we've been doing Juneteenth here in Buffalo for what, 4 years almost?
Salakia, too, because Commander Jenny Hanna came one time, and then last year was the third time. So this will be the fourth time.
Yeah. There are African vendors. There are white vendors. There's Planned Parenthood. And this is at every Juneteenth that I've ever been to. The LGBTQ, the WADA, at every Juneteenth in all these different cities that we've been to, right? And you'll see these organizations or these race of people, these nations of people at our Juneteenth. And I'm like, how are white people at Juneteenth as vendors? Don't we want to separate from them enslaving us? Isn't that what Juneteenth is about? So it just goes into our demise and our destruction. And truthfully, are we really emancipated? All right. Okay. All right. Go ahead and pull up that article, Juneteenth, right here.
This one, sir.
But you want to share the screen. Let the people read along.
Click this one.
Yeah.
Click that and then look for Juneteenth. This one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And share, right?
That's correct.
And then okay.
Okay, you see how that pops up? Hold on, let me see. We can do it like this. Okay, and then just go right here.
Got it.
All right, there you go.
Whenever you're ready, sir.
Go ahead.
Okay.
You want to let them know where we at, all right?
This will be the Juneteenth history, if I may. So whenever you're ready, so I can read. History.
You want to let them know that it's the Britannica.
This will be the Britannica.
The reason why we do this in the ISUPK, let y'all know where we're reading from, is because a lot of times everybody thinks that we come up with these articles or we coming up with make-up stories. We coming up with things that are make-believe or fairy tale or can't be true or real. So we always provide you with a site for documentation so that you can read along or understand that these things aren't made up or fictitious. Go ahead.
And Salakia, what Captains bring out is extremely heavy because the sites and sources of documentations backs up and substantiate precisely what we're saying, so you can know what we talk about. We're just not going off a naysay. This will be the Juneteenth history from the Britannica site, right? In 1863, during the American Civil War, Abraham Lincoln issued President Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, which declared more than 3 million enslaved people in the Confederate States to be free. Chattel slavery remained legal in border states loyal to the Union, such as Delaware, Maryland, Kentucky, Missouri, and West Virginia, and was not officially abolished in the United States until the passage of the 13th Amendment. Continue on, sir.
Which the court, Slack here. Okay.
Continue on.
Yeah. Meaning, I just want to break this down. President Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, right? Which declared all U.S. citizens, even those who are enslaved, are now free from slavery. Okay? All right? He wrote that during the Civil War. Okay? Being that he wrote that during the Civil War, there were certain states that accepted it, other states fought against it. All right? Okay? Meaning the Confederacy fought against it because they wanted to continue owning slaves. Okay? Now, I also want to bring this out. Abraham Lincoln goes on record to say that if he could save the Union and not free any slaves, he wouldn't free any slaves. Okay? All right. Go ahead.
More than 2 years passed, however, before enslaved African Americans living in Texas, some 250,000 were freed. It was not until Union soldiers arrived in Galveston, Texas, on June 19, 1865, and were able to enforce the edict that the state's residents finally experienced freedom. For some enslavers and the enslaved alike, it was through Major General Gordon Granger's General Order number 3 that they first learned that slavery had been abolished in the Confederate States. There's more to that. The order read in part, the people of Texas are informed that in accordance with a proclamation from the executive of the United States, all slaves are free. Reactions to freedom from the formerly enslaved ranged from silent disbelief and shock to celebrations filled with prayer, feasting, song, and dance. Those celebrations form the basis of an annual holiday that will come to have many names, including Emancipation Day, Jubilee Day, and Juneteenth. Celebrations and traditions. The following year, on June 19, 1866, the first official Juneteenth celebrations took place in Texas. The original observance included prayer meetings and the singing of spirituals, and celebrants wore new clothes as a way of representing their newfound freedom.
All right, hold on real quick. Let me read this, okay? Because a lot of times, and even myself, when I was a child, people would ask, well, who's your favorite president? Or who's the best president? Who do you like or consider the best president of the United States of America? And I would always choose Abraham Lincoln because it was taught to me as a child that Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves, right? Okay, and that's something that gets taught in history. But I want to read this because the person who wrote the Emancipation Proclamation, which is Abraham Lincoln, he himself didn't care. I'm about to read the quote. This is a famous quote from Abraham Lincoln. Okay, I'm reading it off my phone. All right. My paramount object of struggle is to save the Union. He wanted to save the Union, meaning the union of all the country, of all the states in the United States of America. He wanted to save them. He wanted for them to be together. All right. Now, there was a battle between the North and South. Okay. Now the battle of the North and South is turned to Republican Democrat. Okay. It's like how you have the Republicans and the Democrats. They always battle each other. They're a part of the same system. And Abraham Lincoln just wanted to unify that system and make it strong. All right. But he resided in the North. Okay. And the North was industrial revolution. And the South was slavery. Okay. America was built on slavery, chattel slavery, the enslavement of all people, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. All right. Not saying that the North just wanted to do away with slavery. The North wanted their economics to boom. So it was like a competition. Who can make more money, the North or the South? Okay. And at the time, the South was making the money for the United States of America because slavery was free. Was free labor. All right. Okay. So Abraham Lincoln, he just wanted to bring it all together and figure something out. When the South was like, nah, we're going to make this money down here and we're going to keep these people this way. Okay. All right. Because what we fail to acknowledge is the North has slaves. They just cut their enslavement time earlier before the South. The South wasn't going to do it until the Civil War. All right. And they changed slavery by a different name, meaning You seen the 13th Amendment, right? You said the 13th Amendment.
Okay.
The 13th Amendment states that slavery is abolished except what?
Being incarcerated.
Being incarcerated. You're incarcerated, you are a slave to the state. You are a slave to the country. All right? That's very important to understand because that's just slavery by a different name. They brought us when we were in the north, excuse me, when we were up in the north from the south, if we escaped slavery, we were still enslaved in the sense we were working in factories, industries, right? Systems and places to where we were getting little to nothing. Little to nothing. All right. And it was like we were still enslaved. Okay. Just like when slavery, quote unquote, ended this Juneteenth. I'm gonna see if it's in here, but do you know? It's so sad. They didn't hear about it. What did it say? The following year?
The following year, on June 19th, 1866.
1866, the following year. They were freed from slavery for an entire year, Yaquatazar. But the plantation owners kept them, the slave owners kept them on the plantations working. Right?
Okay.
Which is sick and disgusting. Right? So not only that, even after 1866, there was recorded in history plantations that kept their slaves enslaved. Years upon years after Juneteenth, the Emancipation Proclamation, all that. And then on top of that, Yaquatazar, they just said, okay, this is what the slave master did, the plantation owner, the bastard, the devils. What they would do was they say, all right, the union is here. Okay, union is here, and they got an announcement to make. The general or the soldier or whoever it may be made an announcement on the plantation. The Emancipation Proclamation has been fulfilled. You are free from your bondage, from your servitude of slavery on this plantation. That plantation owner will come right back after that and follow up and say, well, you have nowhere to go. You can stay here. This is where you grew up at. This is where you live. Your house is here, right? Your family is here. Where would you go? And majority of them, if not half of them, would stay on the plantation. Some of them would leave the plantation, have nothing, and would have to come back to the plantation to find work. And then over time, what they would do is, because it was illegal to enslave them for free labor, they would create sharecroppers. Okay? Okay, you want to work this plantation, right? And what I'll do is I'll give you half an acre and you can grow your own food on that half an acre. But on that half an acre where you grow your food, you got to give me 50% of your food that you grow. That's sharecropping. All right. Okay. And if you had or have any connection to your grandparents or your great grandparents, a lot of them will tell you stories of them being sharecroppers. My grandmother was a sharecropper. You got something you want to say?
Salakia, right. Like I noticed like great grandfathers or great grandmothers were working in the farm and it was technically still slaves. So that's why you brought out, sir. And also, when you said like when the slaves are so-called free, it's no different than like when a brother or sister or inmate get out of prison, though. You know, a lot of times back then,
great point.
They didn't have homeless shelters, so that would be like forcing them to want to go back to slavery or go back to the prison. Now, with today's society in 2026, though, if a brother or sister can't get a job or make a living, though, it forces them to do something that's going conduct them to go back to prison.
That's a great point. A hell of a point, Ikwatasa. That's great. Because that comparison shows that we are still enslaved, because the majority of brothers and sisters who get incarcerated are told that you're incarcerated for rehabilitation. They don't teach rehabilitation in the prison system, right? We read every day articles we see in the news almost every day of correction officers, wardens, and systems inside of the prison abusing, unaliving, beating up, starving, the conditions inside of those prisons, right? How can somebody rehabilitate and you're treating them like they're nothing, less than animals? So when they are released from prison, right, they're released with being beat up every day, thrown into solitary confinement, right? Being abused. So their mentality, their spirit is broken and destroyed. So, like you said, they go to a homeless shelter. A homeless shelter isn't going to rehabilitate. It's just nothing but the same thing that they tried to come away from or come up out of at the homeless shelter. It's nothing but drugs, the homeless shelter, prostitution, crime, criminals, right? Drug addicts, drug dealers, whatever it may be, right? Gangs, gang members, all of that. And it's the same thing. So there is no rehabilitation, just like you said, to where, what is it called? Recidivism. They just go right back into the circle, back into the prison system. Majority of brothers and sisters just go back into incarceration over and over and over again, just like us being sharecroppers to this day. We sharecroppers.
Right.
The majority of Blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans, our employment, we get a check, and they call it living paycheck to paycheck, right? And a lot of us grew up like that.
Working poor. They call it the working poor.
Thank you. The working poor, right? It's not even called the middle class anymore. The middle class is rich to Black people.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? The middle class is looked at as rich, but it's the working poor. Like Ikwatasa said, paycheck to paycheck. Okay? We are still enslaved in this place. We are not emancipated. Okay? Now let me read this. Go ahead. You have to say something?
Yeah, real quick. I'll make it quick though. You brought something else out in prison though, because like the oppressor or the white man is so diabolical, right? Here's another thing to do. They instigate gangs or former gang members or race of people though, like California prisons. They make it that our Mexican and Latino brothers are isolated from our Negro or Black brothers and sisters, and then had to be able to talk to the whites though, when the white people oppress and hate our Mexican brothers and sisters and Latino brothers and sisters though. And also again, they instigate for gang wars like Crips, Bloods, Gangster Disciples, Viceroys. Like they do a lot of instigating to cause confusion. So that's why we say that the white man
create those gangs.
Right, is the author of confusion and treason. They speak lies and speak with a forked tongue, with a lot of rumors, and cause a lot of in those prisons. They cause too much riots and confusion. So it comes from the COs and the oppressors.
Absolutely. All right. Get your phone, Barbara Shaw.
Got it.
Okay. As you pull this up, I'm gonna finish this. Okay. Give me in the scriptures. Give me John chapter 16. I mean John chapter 14, verse 6.
St. John.
Yeah. John chapter 14, verse 6. All right. I'm gonna read this here while he goes to this. Because if we want true emancipation, if we want true joy, if we want true freedom, all right, there's a saying, we got freedom and it only left us free and dumb, right? Okay, it's a great saying that came out of the civil rights movement, that they gave us our freedoms and it just left us free and dumb, because it's not freedom, it's an illusion of freedom. That's what Juneteenth really is about. And I'll explain that. And I'm not against Black people wanting to celebrate or come together for a purpose to strive, but we have to see truly what will make us free, what will set us from bondage. Okay, You have to acknowledge only the Most High can do that. And that is through Yahweh Shai Mashiach, Christ. That's the only way. Let me finish this. Because we'll look at Abraham Lincoln. That's great. Abraham Lincoln said this: my paramount object in this struggle is to save the Union, and is not either to save or to destroy slavery. If I could save the Union without freeing any slave, I would do it. And if I could save it by freeing all the slaves, I would do it. And if I could save it by freeing some and leaving others alone, I would also do that. Y'all hear that? The white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
Right.
He speaks with a split tongue, with a forked tongue. This man just said if he could save all the slaves, he would do it. But if he could keep them enslaved and free none of them, he would do that. Meaning what? Meaning what? Meaning this: he'll keep you as a slave. You understand what I'm saying? When you speak of a positive and a negative, and then you agree with the positive and the negative, what is that called? You negate it. And to negate something, what's the first three letters in negate? N-E-G.
Negative.
It's a negative. Right. So if you take a positive and a negative and you negate them, you just made it negative. You understand what I'm saying? All right. And we're going to show y'all this coward Moabite, this disgusting culture vulture Moabite, this Chinese rapper that think he's so bad and tough. You're going to see him negate an apology. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. And I'll get to it, but just I'm going to surmise this real quick. If I was to offend my brother, Yaquatazai, right? If I offend him and I apologize to him and I speak of the positive and I say, we brothers. And then I go, we brothers, but remember that time when we was kids, you drunk all the Kool-Aid? If I'm apologizing and bringing that up, I'm negating my apology, I'm negating everything positive.
It's not sincere.
It's not sincere, meaning it's not true. It's not without flaw. It is flawed. That is what the word sincere means. Sincere means without flaw. Okay? That's why you, at the end of a letter, but they don't do it anymore, but at the end of a letter, you would put sincerely, meaning that this letter that I'm writing to you is without flaw. It's true. All right? Sincere. All right? Okay? Get that from the Papa Show.
John 14:6, you said?
Mm-hmm.
John 14, verse 6. Yahweh Shai said unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh to the Father but by me.
Don't ever let anybody teach you or tell you that the white man freed us from slavery. Don't entertain that. Okay? Don't entertain none of that. Okay? That's a lie. All right? Everything is set up by the Most High God and placed in its purpose and in its season and in its timing. Because we getting ready to talk about Carmelo Anthony in Texas, Austin Metcalf, okay? All right, and how the brother got into a confrontation of self-defense, okay? Defended himself, and in defending himself, he took the life of Austin Metcalf, an Edomite, and got 35 years. We're going to talk about Rick Child and Cyrus. The young brother's name is Cyrus Carmack Belton. Rick Child took this young boy's life, 14 years of age. All right. We're going to see how everything looks in America. And you tell me, are we free in America? You sincerely say to me, we are free in America. We're not. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you must. I'm not going to say it's a suggestion. I'm not going to say this is my opinion. You must join the Most High God and Yahweh Shai Mashiach, and by joining the ISUPK. You must do it. This is the solution. This is the true liberties and emancipation that we can have as a people. All right? This is the true way in which we will find our own identity by turning back to the Most High God and having a power that guides us, having laws, statutes, and commandments that guide us. All right? Which is this book, man, this Bible. And we use the King James 1611 version of this Bible. Read that scripture one more time.
God. John chapter 14, verse 6. Yahweh Shai saith unto him, I am the way.
I am what?
I am the way.
That's right.
The truth and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me.
But what?
But by me.
That's heavy. Great precept. Okay.
Interesting.
All right. All right. Get me John chapter 8, verse 32.
Whenever you're ready, sir.
Go right ahead.
God. John chapter 8, verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
And what?
And the truth shall make you free.
All right. The truth shall make you free. Right? The truth shall make you free. Abraham Lincoln is not going to make you free. Donald Trump not going to make you free. Kamala Harris is not going to make you free. America is not going to make you free. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we still talking about who we going to vote for in the next election. It is 2026, and I'm hearing people going, it's like this because y'all didn't vote for Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris wouldn't have freed us. Barack Obama was president for 8 years. He didn't free us. He passed laws to help the LGBT community. The Democrats passed laws to help the Asians. The Asian hate bill. We getting shot down by the cops every week. It's right on TV every single day. And they passed a Stop Asian Hate bill. Oh my gosh.
So I get cat.
We've been here for 400, 500 years.
Right.
The Gadites, right? The northern tribes, the northern kingdom, excuse me, have been in America under enslavement for 500, 600 years.
Right.
I'm not saying that they shouldn't pass laws to give justice to other nations. I'm not saying that. This is America. They should. However, we've been here for 500 years. We don't have none of those rights. The slavery we talking about right now with Juneteenth, the plantation owners received reparations for losing their economic structure,
right?
Losing us as slaves, losing their cattle. They received from the United States government reparations. America paid slave owners.
Right.
That is sick and disgusting. And didn't give us anything. Not a goddamn thing. All right, go ahead. You was about to say something?
Oh, Salaki. I'm gonna go backwards though. Yeah, and then by their constitution, Blacks, Latinos, and First Nation people still looked at as 3/5 of a human. How in the hell could you claim to say you're free? Like, what in your mind makes you believe that you're free when their constitution, and they never gonna change it, still says that you are still 3/5 of a human? And we still see how obviously we've been oppressed financially, spiritually, mentally, physically, and mentally all the time. It just don't make sense though. And you mentioned something earlier though about how confused we is though. You got a lot of clown niggas though with podcasts. There's nothing wrong for Blacks Latinos Network and this to have a podcast. Do that. Make that money. Do your thing though. But at this time, stop arguing in a podcast about how the man and the woman should conduct themselves when running a family and stupid stuff like that though. You accept cloud. What is wrong with you? Right?
Yeah,
Stupid. Like stuff that don't even make sense though. It like you gotta like get your mind right, get your spirit right to see what's going on. You a 30, 40, 50-year-old brother or sister that got a podcast arguing about gender wars and how the man and woman should play their roles, or when you need to be in the truth under commanding Juliana, learning how to conduct yourself though, because all of that is a philosophy of Christianity and the illusion of being American. We got to come out of that though. We got to get right.
Excellent. All right. Perfect. The water. Keep going. Read that again.
John chapter 8, verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
Check this out. These are the words of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, Jesus Christ, right? And you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Right? Read verse 33. This is Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. This is our response to Jesus Christ. This is our response. We still have this mentality. These are our leaders that responded to Jesus. These are your preachers, your civil rights leaders, your attorneys, okay? Your athletes, your entertainers, okay? Your so-called intelligent and greats of Blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans, your politicians. This is what we respond back, how they respond back to our king saying what makes us free. Read what makes us free first.
Verse 33. They answered him.
No. Go up to 31 for me.
John chapter 8, verse 31.
Yeah.
Then said Yahweh Shai to those Jews which believed on him, if ye continue in my word, then are ye my disciples indeed. That's heavy.
Keep going.
Verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
That's right. Shall make you free. Go ahead, read verse 33.
Verse 33. They answered him, we be Abraham's seed, and were never in bondage to any man. How saith thou, ye shall be made free?
Now see that? They answered him, we be Abraham's seed. Okay, this is Abraham's seed. This is the Jews. Okay, right. This is the Israelites, 12 tribes of Israel. Abraham's seed, the physical seed. Okay, we be Abraham's seed and were never in bondage to any man. How could they say that, Yaquatazar?
Uncle Tom would say that.
Thank you. So it's still the same going on back then that is going on today. We had Juneteenth, and once again, I'm not saying don't celebrate Juneteenth or whatever, but it's a lot of Uncle Tom with Juneteenth because you believe that you're free in America. You truly believe that you are free in America. And check that out, Yaquatazar. It says, we be Abraham's seed and were never in what?
Bondage.
Were we in bondage before this?
We was definitely in chattel slavery to the oppressor or the white race.
No. Before this.
This is Christ. Right? The Romans.
Thank you. We oppressed by the Romans. The Romans ruled over us. Salakia. Who else, huh?
Before that was the Greeks, other white people.
Thank you. The Greeks. Keep going.
The Persians were the Arabs, right?
Thank you. Keep going.
The Babylonians.
Another group of people. Another group of so-called Arabs and or mixture of Middle Eastern or whatever. Keep going.
And then I said the Babylonian, but then you got the Persian. That was the Asians, right? Was that the Asians? The
No,
Persian?
that's
No, Slack it,
Ishmael and Elam. and
Assyrian.
all that.
Assyrian.
Yeah,
I
all
apologize.
that. Assyrians,
And
the
then,
Persians. You just hold on, you questions out. Did you hear it? These people just said to Christ, to the Messiah, to the one. They just said to him, "What you talking about? We Abraham's seed. He never was in bondage. They're in bondage to the Romans right now. Before that were the Greeks. Before that was the what you say, the Persians, the Babylonians, the Assyrians. Who else?
I didn't mention the Greeks though, but the Egyptians was the first, like
The
the first,
Greeks.
right?
Yeah, you mentioned the Greeks, Romans, the Greeks, the Persians, yeah, and the Egyptians.
Montezarians.
And they got the nerve to say we never was in bondage.
And Salaga Cap, that shows like how real the Bible is though, because we was the same forefathers and ancestors hundreds of years, thousands of years that kept the same spirit and said the same thing in multiple dynasties.
That's correct.
Multiple dynasties, we kept saying the same thing to the current leaders, whether it was Ezekiel, Jeremiah, Moses, King David, or any man that led the people though. Even until the time of Christ though, we had traitors or people who just didn't want to listen and be silly, you know.
All right, go ahead.
We had 34. Is that correct, sir?
Read 33 again.
Khan of Khan, verse 33. They answered him, "We be Abraham's seed, and were never in bondage to any man. How sayest thou, ye shall be free? I mean, ye be made free."
How can you say to us, you can be made free? The quad is that. We're going to hit this corner tomorrow. We're going to bring out the truth for Buffalo tomorrow, right here in Buffalo, on them corners, right downtown Buffalo. We are on every corner, damn near in the planet. We're on every corner. We're on every platform. Shout out to Commander General Yohana and the generals and the captains, Captain Tazaria. We everywhere. And you know what we get told? Why should we listen to y'all? It ain't that bad. We good.
We preaching hate.
Y'all preaching hate. Y'all preaching racism. Nah, y'all the racist. That's funny. That's stupid. You ain't got to do all that. We got it. Don't you got a job? We got jobs. What you talking about? We eat food. What you talking about? We good here. We eat food and do this and you drive cars and we saying we want a kingdom of our own and we want to rule the earth. But y'all say to us, why are you telling us to be free? We already free. Keep going.
Verse 35. And the servant abideth not in the house. 30 or 34 or something like it. Verse 34. Yahushua answered them, "Verily, verily, I say unto you, whosoever committeth sin is the servant of sin."
Ooh. So y'all might be thinking, see, Jesus said, who committeth sin? He ain't say free from the white man. He ain't say that. He ain't say free from the white man and free from the Chinese or the Asians, free from the Africans. He didn't say that, y'all. He said free from sin. I used to be a Christian preacher. I used to be a Christian minister. And I used to hear the ministers teach, it ain't about skin. It's about sin. We got to be free from sin.
They're saying the law is done
We
away.
under the Romans. Slaki, go ahead.
Oh no, Salaka. They say the law is done away with, it, but that's not what Christ is bringing out.
But what Christ is bringing out, sin, I think you're touching on it, is the breaking of the laws, right? All right. The reason why we're under the Romans, why we're under the Greeks, why we're under the Persians, why we're under the Babylonians, why we're under the Assyrians, why we're under the Egyptians, While we're under this group of people, that group of people, while we're under the Caucasians, the Europeans, the Edomites, the white man in America, while we're under them, is because of sin.
Right.
Is because you don't want to keep the high holy days of the Most High. You want to keep the holy days, the holidays of your oppressor. You're going to keep, you doing the Juneteenth. Everybody going to celebrate Juneteenth? We're going to be out there Saturday. It's going to be 50,000 to 100,000 people in Buffalo walking around everywhere. Going, yay, yay, red, black, and green. Hey, brother. They're going to come up to me and your quad design. They're going to go, hey, brother, I like y'all brothers. And never see us again. And then a month later, in a couple weeks, 4th of July.
Oh,
they're going to celebrate the 4th of July, your quad design. They're going to have the American flag up and fireworks. They're going to take their children to go see the fireworks at the baseball stadium. They're going to flip burgers and dogs. You're going to wear red, white, and green. Red, white, and blue. You're going to celebrate the 4th of July. And this year, too, because this year marks the 250th anniversary of America. And you mark 400 years of slavery. You mark 400. You've been enslaved for 500 years. Your enslavement in America is longer than the independence of America. And you're going to celebrate that. You're going to celebrate Christmas. You're going to eat all the pork you want. You're going to take all the white man's drugs, right? You're going to do everything he does in his culture and mimic his culture.
Go be forget your own brothers and
Thank
sisters.
you. Absolutely. You'll do all of that. That's being a great American, not you stopping sin. You want to deal with the hoes. You're going to be a hoe. You're going to buy all the hoes you can buy, right? You're going to be a whoremonger.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to twerk on everything, twerk to anything. You're going to eat anything you want. You're going to smoke the most weed you can find.
Sir. Yeah.
You can't stop smoking cigarettes. You hate another side of your town, your city. You hate it. You don't even want to go over to this other side of the city. And it's like that everywhere. Right? It's like that in Buffalo, right? You quite this absolutely. This side of town can't go to this side of town. Damn, y'all be on the same side of town. You can't cross this block because you hate them niggas over there. That's the American way.
Right.
That's the American culture that you embrace rather than you stopping sin. Your bondage to sin. Your bondage to sin is your bondage to your oppressor.
Mm-hmm.
Because your oppressor will make sure you have whatever it takes to sin. Go ahead, I
got to answer.
Please.
Right. And that's what happens being indoctrinated with Christianity or American philosophies. It's a sin to follow the American ways and philosophies for you Blacks and Tildos and American Indians. So every time we follow that, though, destruction comes amongst us. So like Cap said, though, 4th of July or even Juneteenth, though, it's going to be a lot of gun shooting, though, because we are indoctrinated. We too drunk spiritually and mentally off this society.
That's phenomenal.
Water, sir.
Okay, that is phenomenal. Salakia.
It's watch.
Keep reading that. Read that verse 34 again.
34. The book of John chapter 8, verse 34. Yahushua answered them, verily, verily, I say unto you, whosoever committeth sin is the servant of sin.
Whosoever committeth sin is the servant of sin. Keep going.
Verse 35. And the servant abideth not in the house forever, but the son abideth ever.
What that mean?
a servant abideth not in the house forever. So this
A
would be
servant is a slave.
right.
Okay. You would, okay. You Abraham's seed. So really you the son of Abraham, which in turn makes you the son of who? The Most High. That's what Yasharallah means, prince of the power, right? But because of you being a slave to sin, you go ahead. All right, we getting ready to bring up Carmelo Anthony and Rick Child and Cyrus Carmichael Belton. If I'm saying the name incorrectly, I apologize. We sitting in the courtrooms. We were sitting waiting for the verdicts of these two cases, thinking that America is going to give us justice
Right.
or do right according to all the laws, to give us some type of justice, some type of right adherence, some verdict that is going to be right for us. It is 2026. We think that voting is going to change things. We think that protesting, marching, we think that following America, because America one day is going to change. That is what we think in our mind. So you become a slave to sin. Voting is sin. Joining on to your oppressor is a sin according to the Bible.
That's right.
Being that that's a sin, you're taking yourself out of the house of the Most High God.
Right.
Now, if you don't sin, if you reject sin, we repent, right? And we follow the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, we become sons in the house of the Most High. And what? Abideth.
Abideth forever.
Forever. That's it. Go ahead. You was about to say something?
Right. And based on what Cap is saying, though, like if we, the moment we continue to keep voting and marching and protest that has nothing to do with the Most High's understanding, that's what keeps us indoctrinated, though. You know, like because if the oppressor wants to, though, you can march and protest all you want to, which is not protest according to the Lord, though. They can get fire hoses and all type and billy clubs and all types of stuff and beat your head in, you know. But if we follow the Most High, the Lord and the angels will protect us. With that being said, if anybody tries to harm us, though, we have the right to protect ourselves and harm them. That's what we got to understand and stop being so indoctrinated.
Absolutely. That's excellent. Excellent point out. Okay. All right.
Got it.
Read 36 real quick.
Verse 36. If the Son therefore shall make you free, ye shall be freed indeed. Speak about Christ, right?
If the Son therefore make you free, you shall be free indeed. Absolutely.
Absolutely. If we follow the instructions and do what the Most High instructs us to do, then yes, indeed, our King, our brother Christ will redeem and free us for sure.
That's correct.
We striving for rulership, though. We don't want no reparations, though. I don't give a damn about no reparations, though. I want rulership. I want justice. I want to put these nations in a place. I want to give orders to the brothers and sisters that's supposed to get in line. We love them, but order must be established in this earth, and it will happen.
All right, go ahead.
We have verse 37, right, sir?
Read 36 one time.
Verse 36.
And then go right into 37.
If the Son therefore shall make you free, ye shall be free indeed.
Keep going.
Verse 37. I know that ye are Abraham's seed, but ye seek to kill me, because my word have no place in you.
You see that, right?
Can I break this down, sir?
Go ahead.
So this is basically saying that we are the seed of Abraham though, but because we want to reject Christ though, we have intentions and want to try to unalive Christ or unalive any brothers and sisters that's too loyal to Christ, like us. We absolute loyal to Christ though. We die for Christ in righteousness though. And
and
the instruction.
every time you sin, all right, this is a precept. I'm paraphrasing. Every time you sin, it's like you crucifying Christ over and over and over again. So when you have that on top of how you feel about the truth, you hate it,
Right.
right? You hate the truth. You don't want it to exist. Okay, you don't want Christ to exist. All right, we put up a comparison pictures, signs. We're gonna have them at Juneteenth. We're gonna have Caesar Borgia, who the world sees this image and they think it's Jesus Christ. And then we're gonna have an image, the biblical description, the straight up biblical description, what you read about in the Bible, of Jesus Christ. And you know what everybody's gonna say? It don't matter. Or we'll have Caesar Borgia on the ground, white Jesus on the ground. And why you got Jesus on the ground? Why y'all step on Jesus? Why you throwing that statue of Jesus on the ground? And it's not Jesus. And then when we say, nah, this is Jesus, and this is the real Jesus. And we teach them what the real Jesus is, an austere man, masculine, strong, with power and authority, that's not going for weed, the LGBTQ. What else? Or all these other nations and us following the customs of the other nations.
Oh, Salaga Cat. Okay, so we asked you this, though, rhetorical question, right? Does the Bible that pretty much so many people have says that color or identity doesn't matter? Answer that though. But everybody say they love Jesus. Everybody that go to church though utilize the Bible, and everybody that heard of Jesus or the Most High understands that it comes from the Bible, which is the instructions and our what they call it, the code, like a code of conduct for principles and morals, or how we're supposed to conduct ourselves, and what we're supposed to do and what we're not supposed to do, because it says, because my word though. So like a lot of our people reject the word of the Most High. So when we bring out the Bible and prove it to y'all that color and identity does matter though, you say something else, or you do something that just shows that you hate Christ, you hate Jesus. What are we talking about?
Absolutely. All right, go ahead.
We are 38, sir. Verse 38. I speak that which I have seen with the Father, and ye do that which ye have seen with your father.
Ooh, he makes a separation there. Christ makes a separation. I do the will of our Father, the Father. All right? Okay? I do the will of the Father.
Right.
You do the will of your Father. You're making a separation. Go ahead.
Verse 39. They answered and said unto him, Abraham is our father.
Keep going.
Yahushua saith unto them, if ye were Abraham's children, you would do the works of Abraham.
We tell you to stop eating crab, shrimp, and lobster. Stop eating pork. You can't do it. So you're not the seed of Abraham. You'll do what your father commands you to do. You will follow the traditions and the customs of your father. Right? We tell our sisters, stop dressing like that. Stop shaking your ass everywhere. Ass and breast out. Right. We about to see, it's going to be Juneteenth. It's going to be like, oh my goodness, these sisters is naked.
Right. It's true.
Stop doing drugs. Stop selling drugs. Stop hating your brothers. Right? Those are the actions of your father. He's getting ready to break it down. Not Abraham. Not Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's not just those customs. That is a cultural thing.
Right.
That is an ethnic thing. You are choosing the ethnicity, the culture of your oppressors. Go ahead.
Right. And Slack Cap, what you brought out is heavy though, because again, though, when we follow the Bible and the proper leadership under Commander Jenny Han and the ISUPK, though, we understand that when a man has sex with a woman, you're supposed to keep her. No, ain't no freaking one night stands. That's a terrible thing. Yes, you should be judged for that. Absolutely. Whether it's AIDS or somebody unalive you some type of way, or you receive some type of terrible punishment. When a man has sex with a woman, you're supposed to take the responsibilities as a man and raise her right, deal with her righteously, and keep her.
Because you're making her a harlot.
Right. Right. So yep. Because
Right.
if you throw that sister away, you didn't just turn her to a 304 or a hoe. It's like a 304, and the Lord is going to hold you accountable for that. That's why it's important. Same thing with a sister though. A sister, you just be careful, observe who you want to deal with though, because once that man sleeps with you, that's your head, that's your Lord. Ain't no getting around that. Ain't no might be this, might be that, or friend this, friend that. No, that man that sleep with you, that's your Lord, whether you said the truth or not. So for sisters, you want to take your time with that though. And I want to get on that though, because sex and marriage is a major responsibility. A lot of people say they got this, that though, but don't want to take the proper accountability for sex and marriage. That's why a lot of us being too indoctrinated going against this Bible. When we bring that up though, that's important to know. A man can have more than one wife though when you do it responsibly though, because that's how we build a nation.
Mm-hmm. Now get that next precept.
Con, we still at 39, right, sir?
That's correct.
All right. I started from the beginning. John chapter 8, verse 39. The answer is said to him, Abraham is our father. Yahushua said to them, if ye were Abraham's children, ye would do the work of Abraham. Verse 40. But now ye seek to kill me, a man that have told you the truth, which I have heard of the Most High. This did not Abraham. And can I break this out? I can break this down because here's the thing: when we are at camp and we are breaking down the Bible in proper context, because context supersedes over any definition of word. Context, you got to understand on what we talk about, and we bring out the truth. You go against us though, because again, being indoctrinated for hundreds of years, being indoctrinated from generation after generation after generation after. Again, we go back with the Roman Empire, the Greek Empire, all the way up to the Egyptian or the Montezarian Empire, and even to today. Finish on, sir.
Go to 40. Yep.
Khan, verse 40. But now ye seek to kill me, a man that hath told you the truth, which I have heard of the Most High. This did not Abraham. Continue on, sir.
Please.
Verse 41. Ye do the deeds of your father. Then said they to him, we be not born of fornication.
We what?
We be not born of fornication.
We what?
We be not born of fornication.
We be not born of fornication.
If I may, sir, so obviously, what is fornication according to the Most High's understanding? Fornication means unlawful sexual activities. You can't be gay. You can't be a brother that's gonna sleep with a sister and throw her away. I mentioned that before. You can't be a sister that has sex with a man and decide to jump into another man. That's not how this works. You can't have sex with strippers. You can't have sex with 304s. You cannot be a sexual deviant or be into any unlawful sexual fornication in any manner. The Lord's against that.
All right. Now, also, check this out. Fornication can also mean spiritually. By us taking on the other gods, the cultures, the customs of the other nation. All right. So that's what that's going into. All right. Our fornication to where we're supposed to be connected to the Most High God.
Right.
Okay. All right. But we don't have that connection to the Most High God like a like a groom and a bridesmaid and a bride, right? What happens is we take away and we go and marry another nation. Okay, take on their culture. All right, go ahead.
Kind of. I wanted to add my thing. Finish on, sir. We have one Father, even the Most High.
Keep going.
Verse 42. Yahweh Shai said to them, "If the Most High were your Father, ye would love me.
Keep going.
For I proceeded forth and came from the Most High. Neither came I of myself, but he sent me."
That's right. Keep going.
Verse 43. Why do ye not understand my speech? Even because ye cannot hear my word.
That's right. All right. Keep going.
Verse 44.
He's saying he gave him a rhetorical question that he's going to answer himself. He's saying, why can't you receive me? Why can't you accept what I'm saying? Now he's about to answer it. Go ahead.
Verse 44. Ye are of your father, the devil.
That's because you so long connected. You so much want to be like the white man. Okay? Don't think that, see, we think that Black culture is criminality, right? We think that Black culture is us being criminals or us shaking our ass or smoking weed. We think smoking weed is Black. That's not. We think we're bettering ourselves by joining politics, being politicians. See, you can be a Negro or a nigger. It's the same thing. Negroes and niggas ain't nothing different. A Negro is nothing but a nigger in a suit and tie. Right? Okay? It's all the same thing. Right? And you're thinking that, oh, well, this is Black culture. This is Black culture. It's not Black culture to eat pork. We think pork is Black culture. All right? That's not Black culture. We think voting is Black culture. And get out the vote. And let's register to vote. None of those are our connectors. That is why Yahweh Shai said, ye are of your father, the devil. The white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
And we're acting just like him, wanting to be just like him. And that's not us. All right? Read that again. Huh?
Verse 44. Ye are of your father, the devil.
That's right.
Hey, if I may,
Okay.
Cap, though, here's the kicker, though. I thought y'all love Jesus Christ. I thought y'all love Jesus, though. But you voting for Trump. You voting for Kamala. You voting for
Good
to
point.
be a right.
Great point.
What we talking about?
We're going to see it Saturday. The question is, we're going to see so many congressmen, assemblymen, legislators, right or wrong.
A dude with a cowboy hat. A white man with a cowboy hat.
Everybody. We're going to see brothers, Blacks. We're going to see sisters. Vote for me on this day. Vote for me. This primary coming up. Vote for this. Vote for that. Are you registered to vote? Every Juneteenth, they got about 10, 20 people walking around the whole Juneteenth celebration with a clipboard with names and addresses. We can register you to vote. You better come into the ISUPK.
That's right.
We're going to have an expungement tomorrow. We helping you clear your record. Trying to detach you from America, from the so-called white man, the oppressor. We're detaching. We're teaching separation literally. They're going to go around Juneteenth and, hey, sign this so you can vote. We ain't doing none of that. We're going to sign up with the Most High. Join the ISUPK. That's why Christ brought that scripture out.
And Salakia, Cap. Speaking of that, though, also when we also do that expungement on Saturday as well too, we'll just be able to use the phone.
Absolutely.
Right. That's why I bought. That's why he told me to buy the one to be able to use the phone as well.
Absolutely.
Because Friday we can use the laptop inside the community center, and then Saturday we can use the right.
We got it. Okay. Tell them where we're gonna be tomorrow.
Tomorrow, starting at noon, we would be in 265 Skilling Street, donating food and clothes to our First Nation brothers and sisters, and they're from Seneca tribe, Buffalo, New York.
All right.
We'd do that for an hour, and then about 2:00 p.m. we will be
At
at
3:00. We want them to show up at 3:00. We're gonna do the 7th, but we want them to show up at 3:00.
Okay. Kind of. 3:00 p.m. We will do a cookout and a food and clothing donation out in the Kenfield, Langfield projects. I think it's on 185 Oakmont Ave. Also, we will be doing the expungement program inside the community center. We will have flyers displayed by the windows of the community center for the brothers and sisters to see that. So they come inside, partake in the expungement service.
Excellent. All right.
We at 44, ye are of your father, the devil.
Keep going.
And the lust of your father ye will do.
Keep going.
He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own. For he is a liar and the father of it. Who's doing it today? Donald Trump.
He's a liar and the father of it. All right. Okay. All right. Let's get back to Juneteenth. All right. Because we're going to finish this Juneteenth and we're going to get into our other articles and topics. So right there, read that again.
Okay. The celebrations and traditions from the Britannica site. The following year, on June 19th, 1866, the first official Juneteenth celebrations took place in Texas. The original observance included prayer meetings and the singing of spirituals, and celebrates wore new clothes as a way of representing their newfound freedom. Black Americans claim dedicated spaces to celebrate Juneteenth, and the first official Emancipation Park was established in Houston in 1872. All right. Within a few years, as Black Texans moved around the country and spread Juneteenth traditions, communities in other states began celebrating the day as well. Celebrations have continued annually across the United States into the 21st century and typically include prayer and religious services, speeches, parades, educational events, family gatherings, and picnics, and festivals with music, dancing, and food. Celebrations often include a performance of Lift Every Voice and Sing, the unofficial Black American national anthem. Singing and dancing ain't the answer. Say that now. Salakia. Consuming red foods and drinks is central to Juneteenth celebrations, and for some African Americans, represent a cultural connection to their West African heritage. The color red meant power.
How is we connecting to West Africa? Do you see this? Read that again. The color red meant what?
The color red meant power and sacrifice in the culture practices of West Africans affected by the transatlantic.
By the what?
By the transatlantic.
By the what?
By the transatlantic slave trade.
Damn.
Particularly,
the transatlantic slave trade is us, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? You were sold by the Africans to the Europeans. Isn't that crazy? The transatlantic slave trade. You were sold by the Africans. You're not African. You're not the people that you were sold by. They sold us. They know that we are different from them. They will tell you to this day.
Hey, Slaga, can I
quickly
break it down in layman's terms?
Quickly.
Niggas was sold by Nigerians and Kenyans and Ugandans and Ethiopians.
All African.
Right. Niggas. In layman's terms.
That is why we are called Black and Black Americans. Hamites, so-called Africans, they don't call themselves Black. They call themselves Nigerian,
Right.
Cameroonian, right? They call themselves by the names of their tribes in Africa. They are Africans. We are not Africans. We all make up the 12 tribes of Israel. All right? Okay? So with that, we can close that one out. Let's get the other article, all right? So this is what you got to do is go to Carmelo. Go to this tab here.
That's right.
Yes.
Please like, subscribe, and share the class to push the algorithm for other brothers and sisters to learn the truth. We appreciate that for your support.
I'm just showing you. When you go to another tab, you click this here.
Oh, sure.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. Read that article.
The MSN article. Carmelo Anthony's family claims injustice, says they were delusional, expecting fair trial.
Damn.
That's disrespectful.
No. They acknowledge that they're delusional. It's a video. Scroll down a little bit. See if we can play the video. Scroll down. Click on it. Go back up. Select it. It should say continue reading.
All right.
Click that. Let's see. Scroll down. All right, go back up. Let me see. I thought it was a video clip there. Okay, let me see something real quick. Oh, good show. Where did that video go? Bear with us one moment. Let me see something real quick.
That's right. Yeah, I'm always logged in.
Carmelo. I want y'all to see this here. This is something insane. Let's see if it synced up. There you go.
There we go.
Carmelo Anthony's family is also talking tonight. They believe the trial was unfair from the start. They do plan to appeal. Our Ken Molestina to continue now our team coverage.
A day after the trial, Carmelo Anthony's parents, Andrew Anthony and Kayla Hayes, sat down to break their silence and to let the world know how they're feeling as their son begins his 35-year sentence for murder. Despite what a jury found, his parents dispute their son ever wanted to kill Austin Metcalf.
My son is no murder. My son didn't intend to hurt anyone. My son was defending himself. And that's what hurt so bad.
His mother recounts the moment she addressed the jury and made her plea to them during the sentencing phase.
To have mercy on my son. That's what I told the jury. I know they had their minds made up already, so I mean, really wasn't much I could say.
She's saying she knows her son did not have the intention of killing Austin Metcalf, right? Also, she's sad because she felt, she told the jury, please have mercy on my son. Now, this jury was an all-white jury. When in the law, right? In the law, it says you have the right to have a jury of your peers. Your quatazah. The judge and the prosecutor rejected three initial jurors. Those three jurors were Black women who were teachers. So if they got rejected, the judge said no, they're not going to be fit for jurors during this case. We'll take other jurors. That's damn near illegal. You have a right. You ever heard you have a right to have an attorney?
Right.
You have the right to remain silent.
Right.
Those are your rights. You don't have to talk until you go into court. And then you can still remain silent. You have all these rights in America. Black people, you don't have the same rights as white people, as Asian people. Meaning your emancipation proclamation is nothing. You don't have any rights. She's begging for mercy. They don't even have, to a jury of an all-white jury. Not only would it have been 3 Blacks who are his peers, it was 3 women. That would have gave the opportunity for them to look at Carmelo as their own son, as another boy, as another young man. She begged and pleaded to an all-white jury. They weren't just women, they were teachers.
Right. Educated women.
Right, but not just that, it's educated women. This happened at a track event, a school event. So teachers would be more familiar on how children in the school, students operate every day. This is their atmosphere. The white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
It's undeniable. Go ahead, Al.
And I was going to say, though, but in Buffalo, New York, though, Peyton Gendron came offensively inside the tops and unalived 10 to 12 brothers and sisters in the city of Buffalo, New York, though. Did he get punished like that? No. The white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians, you better get your ass in class.
Thank you, Yaquatazar. That is heavy, Yaquatazar.
The scriptures say oppression makes a wise man mad, angry. But nay, you know what I'm saying?
What's his name? What's the devil's name? Peyton Gendron, right?
What kind, yeah.
Let me play this.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go back.
Absolutely.
That's what I told the jury. I know they had their minds made up already, so I mean, really wasn't much I could say to change their mind.
Both parents fighting back emotions and tears as they described what they believe was a flawed trial.
We were delusional. We thought we was going to get a fair shake.
They claim there were inconsistencies from the get-go, despite witnesses who took an oath vowing to tell the truth.
Everyone actually lied on the stand.
Everyone.
All of the witnesses' statements were inconsistent. All of them.
His father says the court of public opinion had made up their mind about his son long before the trial began.
He was convicted when he walked out of the jail. If you looked at the news all last year, he was already convicted. If you look at it, it was already done. It was no innocent until proven guilty. He was already guilty.
He says the threats of violence against them continue.
People want us dead. That's what.
After they still got what they wanted.
After they still got what they want, they still want us dead. You see, I go look at my phone, people want us dead. They want our family dead.
And now they're preparing to appeal.
They did a number on us.
A judicial process they believe wronged them.
We didn't get justice. A lot of things that were missed that should have been handled a certain way. However, we couldn't say anything. We did what was instructed. We was told. So we just did what we was told.
Ken Molestina, CBS News, Texas.
So basically, they're saying that the judicial system wronged them and treated them unjustly. All right? You heard it. The brother straight up said we were delusional to think that we would receive justice, that we would receive a fair trial. Isn't that the American way? Right? Your appointed time in court. You have a right to an attorney, right to a jury of your own peers. All that. Now, check this out. Let's check this out here. Oh, you got it right here, right? Okay. Have you read this here? Please and thank you.
The eSense article